I think Roald Dahl's a great author for a number of he's a great he's a great author because he can write. Um, but I think what's so great about him is that he's never afraid of that darkness that I think a lot of other writers sort of skirt around to a certain extent because children they want that darkness. And we're more afraid of it sometimes than they are. And I think he recognized that. And also, he was incredibly funny. But you can't be that funny without being that dark. Not being afraid to be a child and be childish is a very important message in all of Roald Dahl's stories, in a way. And that children and certain adults are much wiser than the rest of us. I think that's a big aspect of it. I play Mr. Stringer, who's the manager of the hotel, who is, let's say, fastidious, incredibly fastidious. And when he's confronted with someone whom he doesn't think is of the proper status or perhaps even race to be a guest in the hotel, he's a bit put off. However, he ends up always trying to do the right thing for the hotel and for the esteemed guests, the witches, and ends up sort of getting his comeuppance. Annie Hathaway plays the Grand High Witch, and she's someone I worked with a long time ago. 12 years ago now, in The Devil Wears Prada, and in which she was extraordinary, playing a very difficult role because she's carrying the film, and she's also, it's a very reactive role, and that's a very hard thing to do. But she did it brilliantly. In this film, she plays a character that couldn't be more the opposite of the character she played in The Devil Wears Prada. And she's just wonderful. And it was really nice to see her again and work with her again. And it was great. Octavia Spencer plays Grandma. She is so good, so funny, so facile. Just a lovely person and a great actress, as we know. But she sort of grounds everything. And you just never want to stop watching her. Robert Zemeckis is a titan in cinema. I mean, he sort of has changed the way that we see movies. I mean, what he did with Roger Rabbit was kind of incredible. And I always thought Robert Zemeckis was like 90 years old. I had no idea that he was not much older than I am, and that he started doing this great stuff when he was so young. He's very prolific and brilliant, but also that he'll do a movie like Roger Rabbit, he'll do a movie like this, but then he'll also do a movie like Allied and, Forrest Gump. I mean, it's a pretty extraordinary career, and it's an amazing talent.